Well, hello there, friends and family. My children and my grandson. This is going to be a little bit different video today. And it comes from some viewer comments and some emails y'all sent me about wanting to know a little bit more about me, who I am, what I am, and all that. And I've thought about that last few days. You might notice I'm sitting in a different vehicle. And herein lies one of the problems in life. Now I'd like to take a minute and apologize for over the last 3 to 4 weeks not getting back to you in the comments, responding to each and every one of you like I have in the past. But things have just not been going as well as I'd like here. Had a lot of issues with my vehicle. A little Ford Focus, which has been a jam-up car since I bought it over 3 years ago. Never let me down before. It stranded me a couple of times, one of which was way out in the rural part of Alabama. Nothing else around but me and the car. And yeah, I was taking some video for an upcoming video on crop reports in progress. For those of you new to the channel and might not know, that's something else I do. I do a lot of research on food crops, and I don't get all too concerned with feedstock corn and grains and stuff of that nature. My focus is more on vegetables, pulses, which if you don't know what pulses are, that's dry beans and peas, fruits and such. There's many other channels out there that keep an eye on that there corn, soybeans and such. With that said, I'd just like to add that several of the channels I watch, one being Ice Age Farmer and another one being Adapt 2030, the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, all keep up with that, as well as weather news and climate and global trends around the world. And if you haven't ever watched any of those, well, you might want to take a look at them. And part of why I do the crop research and that, which is about the status of the food crops we put in that we eat. The reason I do the grocery store tours and such, so I can decide how to plan and go forward with my preparation for such things as food shortages and the likes. And in doing so, I do my best to share that with my friends and family, and now I share that with all of you who stop in and take your time to sit down with us and watch the videos. But with that said, people said they'd like to know a little bit more. And what I'd like to say about that is, I'm going to head out of this here old truck. Oh, by the way, I had to buy the truck so I'd have at least one vehicle that would start reliably, run, and one of a later date that I could work on here at the house. And it ain't much, granted. It's just an old 1998 Chevy S10 pickup. It's in fairly good condition. Paint's flaking off a little bit. It's got a bunch of miles on it, but the tires are good. Ain't got no rust. Everything works. And since my old Ford Focus laying down on me, so I can get it figured out, At least I have this. Something comes up where I really gotta go. So herein lies, that was one of the problems, vehicles. Now if you watch some of my past videos, especially my walkabouts, you know I've got 5 vehicles. Now I got 6, and I know that's rather insane. But each one of those other 4, now the Focus makes 5, have strange intermittent problems. When I say intermittent problem, you take like the Ford Focus. Some days it'll start just fine. And it may start all that day. And then you may start up in the morning, go somewhere, and it just won't start. And it may start in 5 minutes, it may be an hour, could be the next morning. I've done a lot of research on that problem. Ain't been able to figure it out. I mean, people have done all kinds of things. And they haven't figured it out. And I'm still working on it. I just keep going through each different thing people come up with. I do that, then I see. And it has started the last few days, albeit sometimes it takes 2-3 times. So I'm not trusting it too much. That's why I got that truck. Didn't cost me much. It was only $2,400. And I had that in the bank, even though I hated to spend it. Because, you know, I live on fixed income. I'm retired. And I don't make the big money anymore. And God knows I'm not a wealthy man. I have a little saved back. When I say little, it's just little. And I have so much that needs to be done around this place. But I need to do something. I got some health issues. I need to have a vehicle where if I need to, I can jump in it, head on over to the doctor or the hospital. I ain't got nobody to call. I'm here all by myself. This is the way it is. And I'm gonna drag up a chair if y'all don't mind. We're gonna sit here a while. But it hasn't only been the car issues that have been responsible for me not being as diligent in getting back to y'all as I would like. It's also been, we're going through a severe drought here in my part of the Deep South. There has not been any significant rainfall. When I say significant, other than some drops that didn't even wet the dust, since August the 3rd. Think about that. And it's now October the 7th. So you might as well say, that's the whole month of August, September, and no rain. And I had to make a decision, because my little town here in Tallahassee is really fond of their water, and it's expensive, especially if you start irrigating. And on top of that, you gotta pay for the sewer too. Well, that is unless you want to put in a whole separate meter, which costs a couple $1,000. I'm not gonna do that. So I had to decide here what I wanted to keep and what I wanted to let go. And I decided I'd keep the truck tire planters going. That's got my peppers in it, my cantaloupes. And I'd keep my one little 4x8 raised bed. And those have to be watered, if not once a day, but sometimes twice a day. Why? Because, folks, we're still in the high 90s to 100-degree temperatures here in October. Yep, No, I can't remember that happening in a while. Not saying it never has, but I don't remember it. And last year was extremely dry, and I watered almost all year. And this year's the same thing, and that all consumes time. And when I say time, I do the watering one of two ways. I sit out here with the hose and wet things down. And at very least that takes 30 minutes to an hour. For each thing I want to save. And when I said I want to save the truck tire planters and the raised bed, that's just 2. Then I got to water the blueberries, because I'd like to save them, especially the ones on the front of the house. Now the ones over by the south fence, they just died. I don't know whether it was variety or the heat or whatever. I watered them every day, but they just couldn't handle it. The beans, I pretty much gave up on them. I hate it, but you can only do so much. I'm trying to keep my fig tree alive. My pecan trees alive. And when you start doing the math, that's a lot of things you got to go water. It all takes time. And here again, you couple that with time it takes to water everything because of how expensive it is. The time it takes to do the watering. Then I've been working on the cars, and then I do try to put out a video or 2 each week just for all of y'all that have decided to stay with us. And then of course, I cut a hunk out of my thumb. No, that's not anything catastrophic. That slowed me a little bit down on the typing. You don't know how much you miss this in typing until, if you touch it at all, it makes you wince. So all that being said, that's why I wanted to apologize for not getting back to you as much as I have. Now I've lost a few subscribers over the last week or so. I'm not sure, that's part of it or not. And I really don't concern myself with that. And for those of you who'd really like to know the man, or start to know him, I would like you to go watch 2 videos. It's going to take you about 23 minutes total. Okay? Those 2 videos are the foundation for knowing who I am. And if you'll take that 23 minutes, one's only 15 minutes long, the first one. And I'm going to put them in the description of this video. And the first one's titled, Why I Do It Here on YouTube. And out of all the videos I've made while I've been on YouTube, that one video I go back and watch quite often. Sometimes once a week. And I especially watch it after I get some heinous comment that's really down on whatever I'm doing or how I'm videoing it or where I live or what I got or whatever. Because, it's that thing right there. It really makes me sometimes think about, I have to think back why I'm even doing this. And that video I made back, I think it was sometime September the 12th or last year. It was September 12th, 2018. Why I do it here on YouTube, once I watch that, it reminds me why I'm doing it, what it's all about. And those people with those super negative comments and their opinions and their empowerment because they're behind a computer screen, and then they don't bother me. But for those of you who don't have a YouTube channel, And you know, you're trying to make content, trying to document your life, not only for your children, your grandson, but for those of you who stop on in, come sit in our house. And that's what a channel is. This is my home. This is my home on the internet. And I do appreciate all of y'all. That one video, why I do it here on YouTube, always reaffirms to me why I should go on. The second video I'd like y'all to watch, and it's only 8 minutes long, and that's Memories of the Past here at Deep South Bama. And it's a slideshow. It's got music, just like the first video, why I do it here on YouTube. But it's a slideshow that covers 18 to 20 years of the past life here at Deep South Bama. A lot of it showing you the gardens, what we grew, what we harvested. My children as they grew up, went in the service. My grandson who was born here. Those type of things. Between these two videos, you'll know the man, or you'll start to know him. And if you'll take that time to watch those videos, and then come back to this video and make a comment and give me your thoughts and ideas, I'd really appreciate it. Because you know, I know my children love you. And I know my grandson loves you. If it wasn't for them, I'm not sure the old man wouldn't go out and do something stupid. No. Because I'm getting on up there, I got health problems. I deal with them every day. I'm not going to belligerent or get into all of that. It's just part of circumstances of life coupled with old age. For all you young ones out there, want to make those comments about, well, you should have prepared better for your old age. You should have done this and you should have done that. Let me tell you something. I always had a plan. I had an A, a B, and a C. And sometimes, kids, the A plan, it gets blown up, and the B plan don't quite make it. And the C plan, just couldn't do it either. And here you are. Now with all that said, I'm not as bad shape as probably 50% of Americans. You know, this piece of ground I walk upon, and I can grow my food on if I need to. In that house, even though it's not updated, it's not modern, and it's not luxurious. It's mine. Everything on this piece of property is mine. I don't know with nobody nothing. The house keep me warm, keep me dry. That's about all one can ask for. I'm not out to impress anybody. For those of you out in the YouTube world that feel I should have a need to, I'm not out to impress you either. This channel is about a lot of things. It's about an old man and all the experiences in life and all the things he did and all the things they still do. And my channel jumps all over the place. From cooking, to gardening, to doing grocery tours, to doing research on edible crops, pricing, availability, all of that. We even go to places just to show you what they're all about. And we're going to be doing more of that. But it's all got to come when there's time and money to do it. And I wish back when I was working I had the time to do YouTube. But that was impossible. My work life was insane. A good week for me was 70 hours. My average went 80 to 90. Then I worked nights. And for any of y'all who haven't worked nights while the rest of the world works days, you'll never understand the struggle. Everybody you love, for the most part, is awake up and doing when you're trying to sleep. And if you want to be a part of their lives, you got to go without sleep. And I never complained. You know why? Because a daddy's got to do what a daddy's got to do. At least in my mind. I've never, ever complained. Now I might complain in silence to myself and to my Father in heaven. But I'm not going to complain to my children and my grandson. Or to any friends or acquaintances I might have. But I want to do this video just to start off with why I do it, what I think about things, and if some of you don't like my opinions and thoughts, well, I'm sure I'll see it in the subscriber count. And here again, that's reaching every one of you who stopped by this video. Take the time to watch it, as well as the 2 videos I'd like you to watch. So with that said, I've got some new videos coming up. Just finally got in new USDA reports on vegetables and pulses. And there's supposed to have been 3 this year, but now USDA has decided to only release 2. We've got the reports out for things that we all stock and put back, rice, wheat, and what have you. And I've got videos in the queue for those 2. Some of which will be coming out this week and continue. And, just for all of y'all who love it, we're going to be having some more buggy rides. We got one coming out here in a little bit in a little small town out in rural Alabama. I'm going to keep that for a surprise because I was really surprised too when I found it. So I hope y'all appreciate my thoughts, my desires in this video. And you'll take your time to do as I've asked you. And like I said, leave your comments below. Because even if I haven't got the time to respond sometimes, I've always got the time to read them. Even if I've only got a minute here and a minute there. And I've tried to spend some time today to catch up on the last 3 or 4 videos. So hopefully y'all seen some likes, some hearts, and some replies. So y'all, till I see you next time on the next video. When I say this, I really do mean it. I want y'all to take care. I want you to stay safe wherever you are. And I truly wish that God will bless you as you bless others. Goodbye for now. Yeah, it's getting pretty brown out here. Everything's dying. But you do what you gotta do. Deer run through the fence. They're so hungry and starving. We've got it all pretty much tore down. But I can't blame the deer. But I do try to keep water out from the birds. Feed for them. There ain't much to eat. And I put corn out for the deer. Kitchen scraps for my possum. Her name's Ophelia. I do what I can do. Got some water runs in my fig tree. I've had that tree forever. And I'd like to keep it. Well, it's rather depressing out here. I'm gonna take it on in the house. I'm gonna call it a day. Later, all.